What the most difficult game I played is with Coas. That's a Chief of Army Staff. In the first phase, we defeated them 3-0, and all the minor scores were below 20. But to our greatest shock, they defeated us 3-2. So we have to now gear up. And the easiest game I play is the final today. We Civil Defense.
Why do you say it's the easiest?
It has always been easy for Kano to beat Civil.
Second position. Team Nigeria. This presentation. Congratulations, congratulations. And first position. Team up for Team Civil Defense.
So why did you
And the beautiful shield from Rana Aina Foundation. They are going on with the shield. Ladies and gentlemen, we've never seen it in the picture before. Winner is taking more. DJ.
What's your call?
This is a very funny man. Yes, sir. Well done. This is better for them. Sure. Nigeria Constant Service. Let's put a house together for him. He was 100,000 naira. First position and champions of the female. Let's put a house together for him. Our reclamation, Chairman, Nigeria Olympic Committee. Let's put a house together. It comes with 500,000 naira. DJ.
Destiny, I have waited patiently. I have
just succeed. We never believed it to host the Division 1, and within 2-3 days, we are able to host the Premier League. Because the president and the board members, no, it's a joint work that was carried out by all the board members and the stakeholders of Nigerian Volleyball Federation. I want to tell you that we don't have any sponsor up to now. And this is a work of only the board members.
Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. We are sorry for coming behind schedule anyway, but at least let you have a feel of volleyball. We'll be talking volleyball to let you have a feel of what happened in Akure. That's why you have somebody in the studio who was there live to cover the 2022 Nigerian Volleyball Federation. That's a Premier League that took place in Ondo State, where our volleyball club took all the others by storm, as they were able to do well in the competition. I have in the studio Sunday Unuyeno. Good to have you, Sunday.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure again.
Okay, let's talk about Akure, what happened concerning the volleyball competition, where a lot of activities there for both the male and female teams. Nigerian Volleyball Federation organizes such an event. It was a magnitude one, a big one, and it went well. Of course,
it was a fantastic one. To start with, the spectatorship was quite enormous and encouraging. You see, Ondo State, Akure capital city precisely happens to be a lover of sport as well. And of course, we have so much mechanism and hinge-free strategies being put in place by the Nigeria Volleyball Federation, headed by Engineer Musa Nimrod. And of course, the upset is what makes it an intriguing, a fascinating, exciting one, because you see the teams like defending champion losing to those who are struggling below the table log, and of course individual players stepping into the veterans or more experienced player shoes, you know, like grassroots players taking over from the aging ones. And of course, everyone really had a swell time, and of course, a memorable event it was.
A memorable event it was, but my attention was actually drawn to a team called Offa Volleyball Club. 2021, they actually got promoted to the Premier League, and 2022. They are champions. You were there live. You saw what happened. What would you say about that team? That is Offa Volleyball Club. What do you see as the secrets of the performance of that squad?
Of course, I've noticed so far lately these guys are having team cohesion and team chemistry. Away from that, they have a very meticulous coach who is up and doing. And of course, most of these young lads, they have been privileged to play in the under-19, under-21. So they've seen the fact that, okay, while we were in Kwara, while we were in Offa last season, being our first and maiden edition in the league after unprecedented performance from Division 1, we have to come strong as we are heading to Akure to give them every team a run for their money. And you must give kudos to this young team who has come to stay in the league, because they played 9 matches. They only had a slight loss against COAS, that's Chief of Army Staff. And of course, you want to give them credence for winning 8 matches and losing just a single match. And they finish on the table log with that comfortable 23 points. And of course, the Nigeria Custom had 23 points as well. But you know, they are saying there is a set difference. There are few margin in between the line. And of course, Nigeria, I beg your pardon, Nigeria NCDC, where the ones who finished second, while Nigeria Custom came third. And one intriguing part about volleyball, all these years I've been reporting volleyball, is you have Nigeria NCDC and Nigeria Custom like harsh rivals. Away from the fact that Kano Pillars were the defending champion in the men category last season, Nigeria Customs and Nigeria Civil Defense always either picking the first position or the second position in the men and the female category. And they are always defeating each other. Just like the way it has panned out now in the men category previously, they have been the defending champion. And of course, Kano Pillars came and Civil Defense came to override them in this season. And now look at the women who were struggling with their counterpart in Abuja. I mean, the Nigerian NCDC silver medalists were able to step ahead, you understand, to get the first position, and they end up victorious, emerging gold. And of course, the prize money is something that will keep them going, and of course, the regular competition, and if possible, training tours. I think I should advise every team should ensure their team go for training tours. It might be within the country or outside the country, depending on the resources or sponsors they can gather. And of course, away from training tour, they should ensure they have a team cohesion. Look at the likes of Kada Emirates. They have been playing together like a family growing up, just like what you're noticing in Offa. And of course, Kada Emirates were able to make some impact in this season in the women category, thereby winning some vital matches. And of course, to crown it all, Sunshine Spikers had the support of the fans because they were hosting in Akure, and of course, they were able to win some major matches that gave them a leverage, and they step ahead of the table log instead of falling below because they had a slow start.
Okay, we've been talking concerning volleyball as we went down in Akure, Ondo State, Nigerian Volleyball Federation, the Premier League taking place there, where two teams, emerging champions, are talking about Offa Volleyball Club, who really did well, surprising everyone. They lost just a match in about 8 games that they played. And also looking at the teams like Nigerian Custom, Nigerian Civil Defense and Defense Corps, not forgetting Nigerian Immigration, they were all there. Even Nigerian Police Force, they were not left behind. Sunshine Spikers were there. You have Kada Emirates, who were also there. Kada Kings, they all play in that particular competition. Sunday, let's look at, when it comes to organizing this particular event, I'm sure a lot of people were like, okay, it seems Nigerian Volleyball Federation, so far they've gotten it so right. Everything seems to be going well. Recently, they hosted the under-19 women here in Abuja.
Yes, second edition.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then straight down to Akure, Ondo State, the Premier League was also held, and it seems they are trying to rotate it across every area in the country.
Of course, you can tell from what you have seen so far, all the way to Kwara State, they've had Premier League games, down to Akure, and of course down to Adamawa, Yola, where they have the Division 1 and other tournaments. And now, of course, Abuja, they hosted the second edition of the under 18, I beg your pardon, women tournament, where Cameroon has been up and doing in the first edition, and of course Nigeria step up this time around. But you see, the fact still boils down to early preparation and commitment. The commitment that is coming from the current board is quite interesting. It's quite encouraging, because you see some of these sports, they just want to do jamboree tournaments and not leave a mark or footprint on the ground. But for engineer Musa Nimrod and his board, they have done so well for themselves in the past few years that they came into power. And of course, having their second tenure, he is still up and doing. They have really brought volleyball into limelight, because they've brought so many initiatives, such as live streaming matches, such as match review, such as upgrading of referees. The other day, they gave certificate to all certified referees who participated in the Premier League tournament. And of course, they still had a 3 days referee coaching and coaching courses that is ongoing as we speak, that will round up tomorrow. So it must be applauded. It must, kudos must be given to them, and it must be emulated by other sporting,
Nigeria.
Of course, other sporting activities on a federation in Nigeria, because volleyball has come to limelight, and it has become a phenomenal game in terms of Nigeria, Africa, and of course the globe.
Well, we've been talking with Sunday Union sport journalist who was there live in Akure while covering that particular event. Well, good one there, and I want to actually commend you for doing a wonderful job sending those reports.
Of course, of course, I just had to do it. Another interesting one more part that I noticed, the veterans. The veterans, you have Dorothy Ebu, who has played like 3 decades in volleyball with Nigeria, Nigeria Immigration Service in the women category. For someone who has played that long, 30 years in volleyball, that's quite a milestone.
She should be like 50 or 45.
Absolutely, that's a milestone.
Oh,
and of course,
goodness.
another veteran that we spotted who is now coaching with Nigeria Custom is the famous Agara, Priscilla Agara. And of course, now she is coaching, despite the fact that she has been a veteran and successful player. And of course, another exciting part of it is the fact that those who were the MVP last season, they couldn't even catch up or match up to expectation. They couldn't live up to expectation. And you have other players coming up, grabbing up the MVP from them and some other valuable awards. That's why it's called a league. It has been interesting.
A good one there coming from Sunday Nuyenu, who actually covered live the Premier League. That's volleyball. Really, volleyball has come to stay in Nigeria. It's so stabilized right now. It's just an envy of other federations. They have to work hard to be able to beat the record set by the entire board there. We've been talking concerning volleyball development in Nigeria with Sunday Nuyenu. Right now, we quickly run through some stories that are actually trending in the world of sport. Well, today is the D-Day. Nigeria will be facing Algeria in a friendly over there in Oran. Super Eagles face Desert Foxes in a friendly in Oran today. Well, they played against their Team B. That was on Friday and it ended 2-2. And right now they have to fight very hard to play against the likes of Riyad Mahrez, Benessa and all of them as they'll be fighting out today. Well, we actually have Feromi Omoni will be joining us from Lagos to talk about this. Feromi, are you there? Okay, while we are still waiting for Feromi Omoni, quickly, let's run through another story as we are giving you all the details in the world of sport. Tyson Fury, news came out that he will be fighting with Anthony Joshua, but later on, just yesterday, the deadline for the agreement of that fight actually didn't happen. But right now, Fury has called off the WBC, that's World Boxing Council heavyweight bout against Anthony Joshua that could have happened. Well, a lot of people were happy trying to see how the Britons, the two of them will be fighting to make it all British affair. But right now, that fight won't be happening at all. Well, because of the fact that the deadline of signing that particular bout was not achieved. Well, Tyson Fury, in his own style, right now has actually called off that fight, and it will be happening soon. From the way it is right now, don't expect anything from these two. Maybe it could be Usyk, Fury, or Fury will just go to rest. Finally, at least he has actually won everything, no loss in his career, and he will be enjoying the fact that he was able to do it against all the big stars when it comes to boxing. Away from that, let's go to football. UEFA Nations League matches were played across Europe in the UEFA Nations League, and we'll quickly look at the result of the UEFA Nations League there, where matches that involve England and Germany ended in a 6-goal thriller, 3-3, a good one, even though England tried their best, but they've not won a match in 6 matches now, just one single one, and they'll be going to the World Cup. Gareth Southgate just have to work hard or harder for him to get these lads in shape before the competition starts. The Mundial will be starting very soon, and they just have to work harder. England, Germany ended 3-3, and it was not a good one for England because they were expecting that they were able to win against Germany. Germany came out with their machine, and they were able to get 3 goals. Kai Havertz, not forgetting the fact that Ike Gundogan was also among the scorer sheet there. You have Harry Kane. You just have to appreciate the fact that Germany really did well against England in that particular game. Not forget the fact that Hungary also, they play against Italy, and Italy did well playing against them, and they were able to win against Hungary there. Talking about UEFA Nations League result as it went down, just to give you some of the highlights there. And now we talk about Eyimba International signs Ikenna Cooper and Chigozie Chileku from Sunshine Stars. They got to play these two players from Sunshine Stars to beef up the team, the Zobu Eyimba team. Right now, they are trying to see how they can opt for better performances by the time the league resumes very soon. So that's why they've gone for 2 players, Ikenna Cooper and Chigozie Chileku from Sunshine Stars. Well, good one there as Eyimba right now beefing up their back line, talking about some transfer stories. Watford FC right now, they've actually appointed Slaven Bilic as manager. Well, they tried their best to get someone. After all, they've been sacking players in 2019. Over 8 different coaches or managers have actually coached that's the club Watford FC. But the 3 Nigerians, that's you have Samuel Kalu Okoye, that's our goalkeeper Maduka Okoye, and also not forgetting the third player. Well, the 3 of them will be playing under Slevin Bilic now, trying to see if they can get their games better. Well, Watford are not really getting it right. They got relegated, and now they had to do away with their former coach. Now let's look at the list of 8 coaches before they even had Slevin Bilic. That you have Kiki Flores, Hedy Mullins, Nigel Pearson, Vladimir Ivic. You have Cisco Munoz, Claudio Ranieri, who tried his best, and you have Roy Hodgson, and before you have Rob Edward, the one that was just relieved of his duties before they got Slevin Bilic. That is a new manager every 18 matches. If you have to look at it mathematically, that's from 2019. They've actually had 8 managers between 2019 and 2022 September 18. You have to say, okay, it means each manager actually managed for just 18 matches there. We've been talking concerning this. Let's quickly talk about others where Manchester United, they are keeping tabs on Aston Villa's Argentine goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez. Emiliano Martinez has been another goalkeeper they are looking at, even though Jordan Pickford of Everton, also another goalkeeper they talked about that could replace David De Gea. But right now, they are also keeping tabs on the Aston Villa goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez. If everything goes well by January, who knows, maybe Pickford or Martinez could be moving straight down to Old Trafford to join Eddie Ten Hag there. And now we look at Real Madrid. Real Madrid to bring back winger Brahim Diaz from loan at AC Milan to replace Marco Asensio. Marco Asensio right now, he could be joining Barcelona, at least to some extent. That deal could be possible, and it will be very good for them to have their man back, Brahim Diaz, who actually has been on loan over there in AC Milan. Well, they'll be getting him back to join them at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid wants to get their man back at least to beef up that squad. They've been doing well so far. When you look at Spanish La Liga, they are topping the table there even before the FIFA window, and they want to make sure that continues to happen. We're talking about the Los Merengue or the Los Blancos, as they call them, giving you all the details or updates in the world of sport. We've been with Sunday Onuyenu in the studio, who has given us much concerning all the activities that happen in Akure. But before we actually wrap it up, when it comes to handball, volleyball, basketball, all the ball sport in Nigeria.
Yes. Team sports. Team sport.
Team sport. When it comes to team sport, I think to some extent, volleyball really stands out. Absolutely.
Of course, handball is also standing out. They have been standing out lately because they've been very digitalized in nature. They've been bringing so many initiatives. And of course, the team sports generally, they are like a vibe. They are trending at the moment. You know, a lot of people just attach the fact that we Africans, we enjoy football. There are Africans who also enjoy watching or playing volleyball or basketball, and of course handball. And at the moment, festival is just around the corner. So all the federation are trying to put in their footing right to ensure their players are fit, to give them the best of best when the National Sport Festival kickstarts.
Good one there, coming from Sunday Onuyenu. Just to remind you, Nigeria will be facing Algeria tonight by 8 p.m. Nigerian time in Oran, Algeria, in an international friendly game after playing 2-2 draw with the Team B of the Desert Foxes. But right now, they have to fight hard because Nigerians are waiting to see how better they are when it comes to football. Well, that'll be it. Sunday Onuyenu, thanks for coming on the show.
It's always a pleasure having me.
Good one there. Well, we always say sport is fitness and business. I will continue to tell you that you continue to watch 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeniyi Ajisafe. Thanks for watching.